Hello again, everyone. This is Vince. It's Jimmy. We're couch coaching. We're here to break down the third quarter of the Oakland Raiders season of 2012.
The reason we're laughing is because we're talking about Oakland.
Right. That's exactly why we're laughing, because we're talking about my Oakland Raiders, and they are comical indeed. The first team that will be playing in the third quarter of this season will be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. At this point, the Raiders are 1-4. They have the Week 8 matchup still left to be played. They'll be playing the Kansas City Chiefs.
What do you?
I'm sorry, they're 2-4. They're 2-4. So hopefully, by the time they play the Kansas City Chiefs, they'll be 3-4.
Not gonna happen.
I hope, please.
Football
They'll
guys.
be 3-4, right? Please. But then they'll be playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The first team they'll be playing out in that third quarter of the season will be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they're gonna lose. They're gonna lose to Tampa Bay. The Raiders haven't shown me any consistency, anything to lead me to believe that they can beat Tampa Bay.
I agree with you. I mean, the run game is not there.
They're one run what?
Whatever
you call that, right? Jeez.
I mean, they ain't got nothing.
It's terrible. Look. Tampa Bay just had a great game against Minnesota. Tampa Bay has played well in most of their games this year, and look, I feel like that the Raiders just don't have enough to compete with Tampa Bay throughout an entire game. I mean, I thought coming into the season that Darren McFadden, through halfway of the season, through the midpoint of the season, you are what your record says you are.
I agree.
For the most part. So, the records are, the Raiders at this point are 2-4, and again, they play Kansas City Sunday afternoon. And,
Kansas is 1-5.
Yeah, Kansas City's 1-5. But, the Raiders had a couple of close games that they had a chance to win, but,
Well, real quick before you get into that, let me go ahead and give you the stats of their rushing and passing game as of right now. Before the Kansas City game, McFadden has touched the ball 103 times. He's only averaging 3.1. At this point in the season, he only has 2 rushing touchdowns.
Right.
Carson Palmer, who would actually be, I guess, third on your running back depth chart, has 10 carries for 26 yards, and the only other running quarterback / running back person scrambling in the backfield has 1 rushing touchdown.
Right.
So your quarterback is almost right there behind your leading rusher. Now your receiving core, your 3 top guys are Myers, Moore, and Hagan. Is that his name?
Yeah, Hagan. Yeah.
Hagan. All right. They're each averaging 11.9, 15.4, and 13.4 yards average.
Per reception.
Yeah, per reception.
Which isn't bad, but
Moore is the only one that has a touchdown.
Right.
He has 3 of them. So that's not including Hayward Bay.
Right.
That's not including anybody else.
The problem with it is that they have a brand new coaching staff. Brand new offensive game plan, and they brought in Greg Knapp, who was the quarterback's coach / offensive coordinator assistant, really, in Houston, and they bring in this zone blocking scheme. And look, last year after playing 7 games, McFadden had 614 yards rushing and averaged 87 yards rushing per game, and was averaging 5.4 yards a carry before he went down with his foot injury. This year, with 1 fewer games, he's had 103 carries. His yard total, like you were saying earlier, is almost cut in half, and he's only averaging 3.1 yards per carry and only 2 touchdowns. I mean that's just not going to get it. It's not going to cut it.
No.
And because again they basically run the same offense that the Texans are running. That play action is not going to work if you're not running. If you're not running well, it's just not going to work.
No, I agree, and I think that Tampa Bay will win this game.
Yeah.
I don't see anything defensively. I mean, they almost had a chance to beat Atlanta.
Right.
and couldn't pull it off.
They had a chance to beat Atlanta. They had a chance, I call it a chance, in their first game against San Diego when basically they lost because of the long snapper. So I'm gonna put it like this. I'm not gonna say that they should have won both of those games, but if you just get one of them back,
right?
You're 3-3 and you're right there at the top of the division, tied for the division lead. With the Denver Broncos and the San Diego Chargers.
Yeah.
But I mean, their offense, their running game has to get fixed yesterday.
Yeah.
In order for them to get better.
Happening. I don't see that happening anytime soon.
Yeah, I don't either.
I think their running game as of this season is diminished, demolished,
right,
destroyed.
Any more D's? Despicable, disastrous.
Yeah, no longer dangerous. I mean, when you really think about it, what was the team of yesterday?
Right.
Is not the team of today.
Right.
And I don't know if the zone blocking scheme is what they need to be doing.
Right. Well, it may be better next year, but it ain't good this year. That's a fact. So I think
are you already looking for next year's season to already start?
Look, we're talking about this quarter. We're talking about this quarter right now. We're gonna stay focused. So I think the Raiders will lose this game against Tampa Bay, and then they play the Baltimore Ravens.
Even with Ray Lewis out, I don't think I'll have a chance on this.
Man, look. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. No, we're not gonna win that game. Cause look.
Hold on. Are they coming here?
No, we're going to M&T Field.
Okay, yeah, they're going there.
Yeah, they don't lose at M&T. They don't lose at home. Baltimore does not lose at home, and I don't think they'll lose at home this time either. So in this quarter of the season, we'll be 0-2 up to this point, and I just don't see it. Look, I know Baltimore's defense will be worse without Ray Lewis and without Ladarius.
But without the run game, you can't gash it.
Right.
I mean, if you had a run game, you could really destroy this Baltimore defense.
You could, but we can't run.
Y'all can't run.
We had one game we ran well, and that was against Atlanta. That was it.
Right.
That was
and
it.
Still lost that one.
And still lost that. I want to thank you, Carson Palmer, for throwing a pick six at the end of the game. Yeah, I'm looking right at you, man.
If anybody out there knows Carson Palmer,
give him my number. Oh, you give me his number. I gotta call him.
Or just tell him to watch. Just leave his comment on the box. That'd be fine too.
Yeah, that'd be great too. But we won't be able to beat Baltimore either. We'll be 0-2. And this quarter of the season is like really, really tough.
Yeah.
Because right after that, guess what we got to do? We play New Orleans.
In New Orleans?
No, we're playing them actually at home. We're playing New Orleans.
Yeah.
And Joe Vin is back. He's still not Sean Payton, but they'll be better. I think Vilma's gonna be playing too.
And the way that he is throwing
the ball, man.
Oh my gosh. He's already took that record that was set by Unitas.
Yep.
And he's going with it.
He's just throwing it. So we'll be 0-3 in this quarter of the season.
I have a question quick before we even go any further. Is there anything positive you can take out of this? I mean, because I know there are fans that are going to be watching this because we get views.
I'm a fan.
What I'm saying
I'm
is that we've got people that watch this. We really do. And I know that they're probably thinking the same thing you are because they are fans.
Right.
But in case they're not wondering what some of the positive things are, is there anything positive that you could take out of this season as of right now?
For the Raiders, the only positive thing that I can take right now is that there's always next year. No, I'm just playing. the positive that I can take is that the wide receivers are actually getting better.
Okay.
Carson Palmer, he's had some hiccups. But statistically speaking, he's played very well. But those untimely things, the penalties have gone down. Even though we still having some penalties that we shouldn't be having.
Right.
We're not leading the league in penalties, so that's a positive. Sebastian Janikowski is doing what Sebastian does. So the special. I'm not even gonna talk about that. I'm talking about on the field, man. We're talking about football.
He does it on the field?
We're talking about football, man. But the special teams has been, good. So I just what I would really like to see going forward is, again, the thing that bothers me more than anything about the first half of the season is that we had a good game against San Diego. We actually had a chance to win. Barring some bad penalties by Tommy Kelly by jumping off sides and our long snapper going down. We didn't show up against Miami, and that really bothers me more than anything, because that's a game you're supposed to win. You have to beat the teams you're supposed to beat.
Yep.
So
and
that
that you're in a coin flip if you get one or two of those.
That's fine, right? Because after losing to Miami, we get the coin flip game against the Pittsburgh Steelers, so we win that game. But then we get destroyed by Denver, and then we almost got another coin flip game against the Atlanta Falcons. And then we got by Jacksonville. So, you're supposed to beat Jacksonville, so they beat Jacksonville. You're supposed to beat Miami, but you lose to Miami.
Right.
Those are the kinds of things that you have to do. And then, if you win those games, this quarter of the season doesn't seem as bad as it's going to be. Because 8 and 9, 8 and 8, 9 and 7 could win the division. It could seriously win the division. But man,
that means you've got to win almost every single game you go against.
That's because of how poorly they played in the first half of the season.
On top of that, you've got a Denver team in that division that's doing good.
Right.
You've got a San Diego team that is cheating its way to the top.
Well, that's what I'm saying. With Denver is the problem. I think Denver's the problem. I don't think San Diego is the issue. I think
if they keep putting stickum on their players' hands, I think they'll be hard to beat.
Using the.
That's what I mean when I say they're cheating their way to the top.
Yeah, I got what you meant. Yeah,
they're not sleeping; they're cheating.
Cheating their way to the top, right?
It doesn't help either that you're in there with the great Peyton Manning,
right?
Because he really made y'all look slow.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. Like I said, the thing about it is, look, right now we got them going 0-3. Then the last team they play is Cincinnati, at Cincinnati, and they could easily go 0-4 in this quarter of the season. But again, that 0-4 wouldn't hurt as bad if you got those other games.
Right.
But because we didn't, you look. This is what I would really hope for. And again, I'm predicting they go 0-4. This is hard for me to say because I am a fan. I'm trying to take my happening. I'm trying to take my homer blinders off and be realistic. But if they can get a split in this quarter of the season, then they have a legitimate shot at winning.
They need more than just a split, though. They got to win at least 3 of those games.
Yeah, now when I'm saying
you're looking at now 2. You're right now 2-4.
Right, but I'm saying they'll beat Kansas City.
But all right. Well, let's just say they do.
Right.
All right. So now you're 3-4.
Right.
All right. If you get a split, you're 2-2. That puts you at 5-6.
Right.
Do you honestly see that being where you need to be in order to win a division?
Not where we need to be, but to stay competitive in the division. Because if you go 0-4, then you might as well just forget about it. You might as well be looking towards the 2013 season. Period.
Right.
If you at least get a split, you still have a shot. Even though you will basically have to win all the rest of your games, the shot is still there. After the
I think it'd be a long shot, but if they hit the split, we'll have to see where they're at from there. Because I just feel that Denver Broncos. Because here's the deal: AFC is weak.
Right, the AFC West.
Yeah, excuse me. No,
AFC period. Yeah, I guess you're right.
AFC period is weak.
Right.
So you're going to have your divisional leaders.
Right.
In all 4 divisions. You're going to have your one wild card out of it. I don't see that being
right.
Oakland.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So in order for them to have a legitimate shot at getting to the playoffs, they have to win. They have to win the division. And you got to hope you get a couple of lucky breaks. And I'm not talking about somebody getting hurt. So don't call me Reggie Bush and say I'm trying to
put that hot sauce on.
Yeah, putting the hot sauce. I'm not.
We're not looking for karma. We
right.
Still got to work Monday.
Right. Exactly.
So yeah, we.
But you need a couple of lucky breaks in order to get to the next level, especially with the Raiders in the position that they're in. With the new coaching staff, new a general manager, not new general manager, having a general manager. With the passing of Al Davis. So, look, if I'm not even gonna talk about that anymore. With the losses that they had against San Diego that they should have won, or the chance they had against Atlanta. So, you know, you got to win those games, though. You got to win those games. You got to split them kind of games. You got to win them in order to get to the next level. And until they learn how to do that, we're going to continue to be at the either a cellar dweller or close to the bottom or at the bottom of our division, period.
Right.
So, you know, I think we're both predicting that they'll be 0-4 in this quarter of the season. It really hurts me bad to say that.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to be honest with myself. You know, they'll be 0-4 in this quarter of the season. And, you know, like I said, I hope they end up being, you know, at least 2-2, 1-3, 1-4.
0-4.
0-4. All right, guys. Hey, you know, thanks for watching Couch Coaching. You know,
if you got anything, leave it on the bottom.
Yeah.
Down there. We'll get back to it. We always do. We hit us up on Facebook, Couch Coaching 12.
Yeah.
We've also got a new Twitter account going, Couch Coaching 12 as well. So hit us up on Twitter, Facebook, and leave your comments on the bottom.
And I got to get Carson Palmer's Twitter account too, so I can tweet him something.
I don't think he wants to hear from you.
Hey, y'all, peace and hair grease, and thanks for watching.